please. Look when you want, and just remember, if you need to look, take a pause and talk.
That's okay.
Okay, when you want, you can start.
Okay. Hello. For the first question, I think it's a question.
Annette, sorry.
Yeah.
Remember to say, not for the first question, to remember to say about first introduce yourself. I'm Annette Krufke from, and then remember to say something like not for the first question, but introduce the topic. I work with Amigo, and the lesson I think is motivating the student because something like that. Okay. When you want.
Okay. Hello, I'm Annette Krufke, and I'm the teacher of the class 11D in history. We use Amigo in 12 lessons in the last weeks. And for me, it's important to think about teacher's time to use Amigo. I think that using Amigo will not reduce the teacher time, but sharing the lessons will with other colleagues. It's a good thing to use some variable material and to make the lessons interesting for the students. And so I think they will get a higher motivation. And this is a very also it must be produce a library for the teacher, and all teachers together can make much lessons, and then I have in reduced time to prepare. But I think that's a work for the future. If we have big libraries, I can reduce my preparing time. And also, I think the e-portfolio is a good thing for the teachers to follow the individual learning process of the students. And that can help the teachers to make individual lessons for every student. I think it's a good idea to use the e-portfolio.
Okay. So you think is the portfolio useful for personalize the learning approach for students?
Yes, I think the e-portfolio is a good thing to for the students and also for the teachers to individualize the learning process. And this is a good reason to use the platform Amigo.
Okay, good, thank you. Because I designed, Christina and I, we designed the e-portfolio, so I'm so especially happy.
Okay, yeah. You have good work. Thanks. Okay. I think the Amigo platform is certainly a very good instrument and a good way to increase media literacy of the students. And so at the same time, they can introduce the digital natives to the topics. I think the students are digital natives, and the teachers are not digital natives. And so we can use digital instruments, and we can also work with traditional instruments in the lessons. In my opinion, however, the focus should be in the lessons, the face-to-face communication, and the digital learning should be a big thing in homework and in the extracurricular area. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. It's very interesting, this vision. I agree with you, because I like also, I think that face-to-face lessons are very important. The relationship children to the teacher is super important. We cannot just delegate to the digital. Yeah.
But the digital learning and the digital platform Amigo is a very good extraordinary helpness for make some individual learning processes.
So maybe you can also help to motivate to work outside the school in some way.
Yes. I think it's very motivated to use some lesson parts at home with digitally material.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. It's interesting. It's a different view from others. Nice.
Okay.
No, I'm happy to hear this.
Yeah. Okay. We have talk with the students about individual learning process, and I think Amigo certainly supports personalized learning, and it's a very good way to realize students' own ways. But however, in Germany, I think the time and the personal conditions are not so good in the schools. We haven't enough hardware in German schools to use the Amigo platform in the lessons in the school. But I think every student have at home enough digital hardware to use the platform, and so you can personalize the learning process, and can also make a higher motivation to use some homeworks.
Great to know.
I think it's an interesting thing to use Amigo for the students at the homework, because they can find more material about some themes, and so they can use it in lessons in school.
Okay.
They have more material in videos or documents or pictures for some subjects, and we have a different and variable lesson in the school.
Okay, so they can in some way learn and then bring this knowledge to the school, you mean?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
I think so. And if they use the e-portfolio, you can take this materials and on every day and every working time and every places, if you have some internet connections.
Yeah, exactly. You can follow them in everywhere you are, in every moment. Okay, good. Thank you. This is nice.
The students have fun to use the dashboard, because I think the Amigo STEM dashboard give a good overview of the strengths and weaknesses, and the dashboard is a good player to see of the own supporting. The students can see what have I done and what must I do in the next weeks, and so they have also a lifelong learning document. And I think that's it's a good idea, because students don't like to make some papers.
Okay.
They don't like writing, and they don't like take the paper into the school. I think the STEM dashboard is a good idea to document their own learning process.
Okay. To have an overview also of the you mean.
Yeah, and also the teachers have a good view. What have the students learned? Where are some problems? And what must I prepare for own students to give them some more workness to change some problems.
Yeah, I understand. So you can find the problem and you can provide new materials or something that they need.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. But sometimes we have not enough time to prepare different kinds of works.
In general, this is more general. What do you think about the analytic? Because not analytic, amigo, analytic in education. Do you think it's useful, or is maybe we are putting too much of these things into the process, the learning process? We are trying to put too much analytics, and we need to focus more on the personal attention of the student.
No,
I don't know.
I think
it's a doubt that I have a lot of time, because I'm not sure about that. We have to put a lot of analytic and digital, and so it's.
No, I think it's important to use and good analytic to work with the students, but the teachers haven't enough time to prepare different works for the students. But analytic is, I think, it's a main interest for every teacher to analytics the working and the results of the students' work.
Okay.
Instrument is good; it's very good, but in the day work, the teachers haven't enough time to use it.
Yeah, this is a problem, that we provide things, but then in the reality, it's not possible to use it. So this is the problem, the dilemma for me sometimes. So why we do this if it cannot be used, no? And if just 5% of teacher can use, this is something really, I don't know. Sometimes when we decide
but I think it's also an important instrument, and if you have time, you can use it, and that's great.
Okay.
Okay.
So move to the other. Do you have other answers?
Wait a moment. I think no. That's all.
Just one, maybe a couple of questions that I can ask you. Other thing that you want to say?
Yeah.
Please. So one of the question is related. I know that probably it's difficult to see now after just 3 months, but this is more about imagination. Do you imagine, this is a topic that the IMAILE they want to explore. Do you imagine that Amigo and how can help students with special needs?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, something like language disorder, and maybe, I don't know, the multimedia can help because they can express, or I don't know, the attention, whatever.
I think if we have a big library for the students, they can use different exercises to change exercises, and they can make light works, and then stranger works. But it's that we develop a big library, and so can use the students the library with different exercises. In my opinion, it's also possible to make some own exercises. The students can take from internet some exercises in your own e-portfolio, and then they can work with these exercises from internet.
Okay.
Every e-learning, it's a good kind to make an individual learning process. If the students some special exercises, the teacher can give them, and it's easier to use in learning platform as to make exercises in teaching lessons in school.
Okay. So it's yeah, I understand. It's to personalize and to find a specific thing for each student and maybe improve them in something that they need, etc.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you are in school and have a lesson, you can not make for every student some exercises. But I think you can prepare it for the e-learning platform, and Amigo have nice special things, working activities.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
You can take for every student another kind of exercise, and I think this is a good method to make a learning process for students with special needs.
Okay, so you think that personalizing learning and support special need are very related. So you can help them if you can personalize the learning process.
Yes.
Okay, this is good. This is nice. This is interesting to see, to explore how to improve. So with the idea maybe it's to how we can help. We can improve the library. We can improve a block of exercises you can have, or make more easy to find the right exercises for students. Things like this.
Yeah. In future, I will get a teacher for digital learning.
For digital learning.
Yes, I can work at home.
Yeah.
Prepare some exercises for the students, and sometimes one of the week I will go into the school and we speak face to face. It's a great idea for the future.
Yeah. In fact, we are working with an online university. The WOC is the biggest online university here in Spain, and they are working with our e-portfolio. And they work like this: they make just online, and once a year they meet for the examination sometimes or something like this. So,
okay,
but it's working well. It's I was like skeptic in the beginning, no, because I was teacher a lot of years, so I like to stay with the students and to prepare lesson and to talk with them. But it's working quite well, the work. So it's a different method.
I think for older students, it's a good idea to work with digital e-learning, and sometimes we meet us and discuss some problems. But for smaller students, from 8 to 14 years old students, I think it's a good instrument for homework. And in the lessons in the school, we must discuss and change the themes together.
Yeah.
A very important person. And if they are older, they can better work without the teacher.
Well, I think that also we are the school. It's also it's not just a learning place; it's also a control place. So we society need the students, between the young students, to control them, their impulses, and so on, and to have them into a place where they can be watched.
I think also in Amigo platforms, the test instruments are very good for younger students.
What do you mean?
The test instruments.
Yeah.
You can make some tests. I think it's good for younger students. For older students, I think we must write big scripts. And the test instruments are not so good to use and to control the learning process.
Understand, because you need more descriptive process, more description, more text, and more quantity and quality of the work. Okay, good, thank you. So for example, like up to 12 years, more or less, and then secondary school is more useful other kind of. Okay.
If you want to have fun, you can make a small test also for older students.
Yeah,
that's
sometimes.
right, it's not right, but it's not good to prepare for exams.
Yeah.
German, you must make big texts and write down and have some connective in of the things, and it's not we cannot control this with a test in a digital platform.
Yeah, I know it's difficult, but also this depends also from the country, because, for example, in Germany and in Italy too, we are used to make a lot of write work for the examination and talk too. You have to finish. Okay, don't worry. Sorry.
No, okay. Okay.
No, just finish.
Okay.
We talk about this is about more as about you and me. We talk when we want.
No, Andrea, we can talk together. My headmaster is in front of the door.
No, don't worry. It's just about reflection about the system, educational system. But there are a lot of systems. For example, in Spain, they are putting every day more quiz tests for examination. So I don't like. I prefer to talk and to write. But it's the tendency in the world is also to put more tests and autocorrection. So
I don't know if it's the right way to make the exam with digital tests, or with discuss and bigger texts. I don't know what's the right way to prepare the use for the life.
Yeah, I don't know. I prefer discuss, because it's also a way to improve yourself when you discuss with something and you share your ideas, and then. But also depend of the type of examination. Sometimes there's a teacher that just wants to memorize something, and this is not really.
Yeah. In Finland, for example, it's a digital examination at the end of the school. I don't know it's right or it's not so good.
Yeah.
I haven't an opinion.
Yeah.
In German, we must write some big text and discuss some problems. That's the reason that I say it's not so good to use the test, the digital test, in a platform for older students.
In fact, there is something that you will like, but I found that, for example, comparing your students, I made the interview with the Swedish students too, and I think your students are much more. They talk much more easy. They have more vocabulary. They have more ideas. They are more creative, and I think it's also because the type of the classes. You are used to ask them to talk and to explain things.
Yep.
And the other side, they make tests. So the answer in the Sweden was like, what do you think about the e-portfolio? Nice. It's like this. So they have not arguments. They don't use. I don't know if they don't have, but they don't use. And so this is you can see the difference when you compare just something like this. Maybe your principal is happy now.
My principal is waiting in front of the door.
No, okay, just go, please, Annette. Thank you very much for everything. I'm really happy to know you. So I hope to see you in Berlin next time I came.
Yeah. And it was great if you can see in Berlin.
Or Magdeburg, wherever. Yeah.
Or please contact if you are in Germany, and I think we will meet us.
Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for all, and have a good time.
Thank you. And remember to send me on email with your account to send you the money for the ticket of the cinema.
Okay. Yeah.
By mail. Okay.
I think in the next week. It's okay.
Yeah, when you want. Okay.
Andrea, thank you. Have a nice time.
Thank you, Annette. Bye.